I think that feels like a nice package there.
Yeah.
Wow, look at those phones lined up. It's Felger and Mazz on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
A lot of stuff swirling around the Celtics and the organization. Hate that our president of basketball operations even had to respond to this. Me and Brad have a great relationship. I love Boston. If it was up to me, I could play in Boston for the next 10 years. I'll say it again. I hate that Brad even had to respond to this. Like I said, me and Brad had a great relationship, and I can play in Boston for the next 10 years. I love Boston. So with that being said, moving on, I say this and I stand on this again. And y'all can clip this up. This was my favorite season of my career. Like, I will say it even louder. Like, this, I stand on it. I triple down, quadruple down, whatever y'all want me to say, chat. You know what I mean? And I'm coming on here to give context and talk about certain things, but I'm really not here to clear up no backlash or to, I'm really here to add context, because a lot of people in the media and or social media don't always kind of select to use their brain.
Latest Twitch streamed event, whatever, this tour that he's on. It's a constant, nonstop thing since he and the Celtics gagged in the first round of the playoffs to some bum team. He's carrying on online. He continues to. It's kind of been portrayed in the headlines as a full-throated support of his time in Boston. Did you take that comment as that, Mazz?
No. Look, to me, for him to go back and double down on this being his most enjoyable year tells you everything you need to know. Like, where's the gray area there? There's no gray area. Jayson Tatum wasn't on the floor. It was my most enjoyable year. Period. End of story. Like, to me, the fact that he did that part of it blows me away. Let it go. Don't say anything. Go and say what you want to say about Stevens and everything else and how much you love Boston and whatever else. But then to go right back and double down on what you said, this was my favorite year, even over winning a championship? What the hell does that say?
So it's not just that. Like, I parsed the words of the first part of it. If it was up to me, I could play in Boston for the next 10 years. Could?
Could.
Why do you say could?
If you meant to, you'd say, I want to.
I would.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't hear it the first time. When you pointed out, I went back and listened to it.
Could.
Because I thought he said, I'd play in Boston the rest of my career.
That's I would. He said I could.
Right.
I could play in Boston the next 10 years. I think that's kind of a little giveaway. Yeah, I could stay here. I also could bolt. And if it were up to me, that piece to it, he's, could money be a part of this underlying thing as well? Because he is eligible for a contract extension.
Sure.
And a lot of times we think it's about this, that, and the other, and it usually or often comes down to the most simple thing, which is his contract and the money. So what's he saying there? If it were up to me, well, it's not up to me. If they keep me as a max player and they treat me more like the superstar that I am, yeah, I could stay. I believe that he likes Brad Stevens and has a good relationship. I don't think he's making that up. And I think he likes Boston. Kinda. He likes Boston, I think, from a basketball sense. And culturally and politically, he's certainly complained about it in the past. So I don't know if it's Boston is exactly his speed, politically, culturally, etc. But basketball-wise, it's a phenomenal place to play. Fans are great. The building's full. Like, if you don't like playing here as a basketball player, you kind of suck. So he likes playing here as a player. Like, the basketball environment's great. But only if you pay me. Yeah, I'm a max guy. You keep me a max guy? And are you going to treat me more like the superstar that I am? Have I mentioned that? Or is it just the cabal of Mazzulla, Tatum, and Derek White, and I'm on the outside? No one tells me anything until 45 minutes before the game. So I think that statement was actually layered with ambiguity. If it was up to me, I could play in Boston for the next 10 years. Yeah. So could I. What does that mean? So that's my takeaway on that. Anything else on the Jaylen Brown thing?
Look,
I don't think anything changed. I'm with Mazz.
Yeah, if you're asking me today, do I feel any more confident that he's going to stay in Boston? My answer is no. No, I think this thing's coming to a head. And I think it's always been there, And then the money sort of, when they get the deals, the money alleviates some of that. They get the contract, and that always appeases people for a little while. Then you head towards another negotiation. Time goes on. You get worn down a little bit more by the things you don't like. And then all of a sudden it's like, you know what? I got money coming out my ears. I don't need to max out every dollar on the next contract. Maybe it's time to go. And I wonder about whether or not it's also not the best thing for the team. And when I say to go, I told you, I would investigate both if I were them, Tatum and Brown. Because to me, this thing's probably headed for a divorce one way or the other, whether it be, acrimonious or otherwise, peaceful.
Yeah, I could stay in Boston. You maintain, you keep maxing me out, trade the other guy, turn the thing over to me, make every year like it was this past year with me leading young, hungry teammates. And did I mention the contract? Yeah, I could stay. Of course, yeah, he could stay. What if you're no longer a max player or the contract isn't as clear-cut as it was the last time and it's all still about Tatum? Could you still stay then?
No.
Right? So, could. There's a lot of wriggle room packed into the could.
Definitely.
Using could versus would or will or want to. And I don't think that was unintentional. And then to keep carrying on about by far my best year in basketball is a borderline dick move. Because you're just sort of inviting this. I mean, of course, I don't have the time to sit and listen or the desire to listen to his full stream. I don't know how long did he carry on for? How long was he on that stream for? Does anyone know?
I don't know either, no.
Did it go on and on and on? So I don't know if he addressed this or not, but has anyone asked him to specify why this was the most fun he ever had? Has he enumerated the reasons why? Or been asked? Does the fact that you were the number one have anything to do with it? Has he addressed those or been asked those things?
I feel like that clip would have been aggregated. I would have seen it by now.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say, if I remember it right, when he first said it the first time, which was at the podium.
Yeah, so
right?
he talked about
the team playing hard and continuing,
players and rookies and development.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so he clearly liked the leadership aspect of it. I mean, that's what I took out of that part of it. That, the team didn't quit. We all fought. I think he feels he put his stamp on the team. That's how I read it. But beyond that, no, I don't think there was a why.
Okay, so it's kind of a dick move then to just sort of float that out there. Say that was my most fun I've ever had in basketball. And then just sort of leave it to us to fill in the blanks. You know what we're going to do. You know what, discerning, critical thinking people are going to say. And it's kind of a comment that doesn't bring the team together. I don't know if it rips it apart, but it just leads to the thing that the team has worked and the media who cover the team have worked so hard to cover up and dispel about their ability to work together and coexist together. Brown just continues to fan it. Which I wonder if that aggravates the team. It certainly makes the local media look stupid, shushing everybody who's brought this up in the last 5 years. And the reason, and now the guy himself, one of the principals himself, is the one who's given life to it, which is why it's just sort of like, why are you still doing that, Jaylen?
Mike, I don't think there's any way it doesn't irritate the team. On some level, they got to be looking at that going, Jesus, what are you doing? Now we got to deal with this? Because if the media's not asking Brown, they're asking people around the team about it.
Never mind, it makes him sound like a loser, and I don't think that he is. But how do you have fun going one and done, losing to a play-in team at home? That was fun. I know he's specifying the season in total, but when you focus on the regular season versus getting bounced in the first round by a play-in team at home, you sound like a loser.
And I'll bring it up again. Felt like half the league was tanking this year, so you cleaning up on bums, and this is the most fun you had?
So I don't think there was much of a course correction last night. In fact, I think it's just sort of more of the same with the Jaylen Brown thing here. But anyway, add it to the list.
And just quickly, he's going back and forth with Stephen A. Smith the last 2 hours on Twitter, too.
Oh, wow.
Just bitching back and forth.
Really? Okay, fill me in. We'll let you know what they're saying if it's anything good. Meanwhile, back to your phones after this.
Felger and Mazz continue on the Sports Hub.
I'm not so sure Jaylen Brown could not be kind of like a Jimmy Butler. I think he's tough. I think he's strong mentally and physically. And I mean, that main guy that just gets his team to overachieve like Butler did.
Okay.
And so I wonder if he has his own team, could he become that type?
I think that's
of
certainly
guy?
on the board.
Okay. The thing is this for Boston. Giannis is going to be in his 14th year. He's 31 years old, entering his 14th season. At this point in his career, we can say injury prone. Coming off a bad season, was in the playoffs, he's been injured a lot. Jayson Tatum, now I guess you got to say, I mean, injuries is a concern.
Injuries.
I know it was only a one-time thing with the Achilles, but it's a concern. So now if I'm Boston, I am going to 2 stars who are injury risks.
Okay.
Again, not saying this should happen. They should do it. We're wondering.
Yeah, we're the Celtics brass right now.
Do you think about trading Tatum and keeping Jaylen? Say you got Jaylen and Giannis. I know Jaylen and Tatum, for the most part, their injuries histories are similar, except Tatum had the big
I don't think
Achilles.
you could get fair value for Tatum.
That's Nick Wright and Chris Broussard there on our FS1 show that caught Mazz's ear. And just to sum up quickly, Broussard is wondering, well, again, this is the alleged proposed Jaylen Brown for Giannis swap. Giannis has got a calf that feels like it's ready to explode. Tatum already has had an Achilles explode. And who the heck knows what's really going on with that other leg?
Yep.
Was that a knee or was he feeling the other calf? And so now you're pairing 2 Achilles guys or potential Achilles guys where from that context, would it make more sense to trade Tatum, trade injury guy for injury guy, and have it be Brown and Giannis? Mazz, is that what your thought was?
Well, yeah, look, I think it's something you have to consider. Now, and I say that, I think the comparison, though, that Broussard also made with Jaylen Brown with Jimmy Butler is pretty good. I mean, I think they're the same level of player. And I like Jimmy Butler a lot. Who doesn't? Tremendous competitor, 2-point player, a good defender. Like a lot of the profile that fits Jimmy Butler fits Jaylen Brown. How many titles has Jimmy Butler won?
That would be none.
Oh, he got to the finals once, I think, right? They get smoked.
Yeah, correct.
So this is the dilemma. Jaylen Brown is feistier, certainly is a winning type of player who's tough, healthier, but he's not as good as the other guy. So, Butler has gone to a lot of different places, rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, been kind of a pain in the ass, and at the end of the day has never won a championship. Do you want him on your team, on the right roster? Yeah.
Yeah.
But if he's the lead guy, are you good enough?
Oh, as a Bucks fan, I would take Jaylen Brown for Giannis in a heartbeat. I would consider that a win at this point. So no, I would love Jaylen Brown to take over my franchise.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot to like there in Brown, but again, Jimmy Butler has never won anything.
Back to your calls. Mazz's tiers. Worst coaches, managers to win a championship in honor of Joe Mazzulla. Go ahead, Ray in Cranston. Go ahead, Ray.
Hey, guys. Hey, I got a guy for you. When your team has a nickname, you better continue to win. Mike Marks.
Mike Martz.
Martz. I was saying, who's Mike Martz?
Oh, good one.
Martz. He didn't win a championship.
He didn't win a championship, right?
That was Vermeil.
Oh, right.
Vermeil won the championship. Martz took over
never won.
and then lost to you. Not on the list. The worst coaches or managers to win a championship. Greg is in Wareham. Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, I'm not sure what tier he's on, but Craig Berube's got to be up there, right? I mean, I 100% still blame the Bruins for blowing that series, but
good one.
Now he's in Toronto, and they got the number 1 overall pick. So
yeah.
I don't know what you think about that.
One and done has done nothing anywhere else. Not bad.
That guy's a clown.
Matt in the car. What else did we miss?
Joe Girardi. F that guy.
Okay, what do you think of Joe Girardi?
Pretty good one. Yeah, pretty good one.
Did he win the one?
He did. He won one, and then he went to Philadelphia and was a disaster. So, again, he just talk about a guy who doesn't have the temperament to be a big league manager. He's never got another chance since Philly.
Riley's in New Hampshire on Vrabel, Rossini. Riley, thanks for hanging on. What do you got?
Yeah, of course, guys. I'm a little weird, but this is too much for me. Who is voluntarily hanging out with a 7-month pregnant woman if that isn't your kid? Never mind offshore. I also believe I saw if he was in Nashville covering Titans games around 9 months before his son was born. There's no chance he's coaching week 1. Spygate, Deflategate, Vrabelgate. I thought the season was in the past.
Okay. Who hangs out with a 7-month pregnant woman unless it's your child? As I said to open the show, this sidebar, it's really not an important thing, but someone who's a really good friend or someone who's in love with someone.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, again, you couldn't get me on a pontoon boat with a gal that wasn't my wife, like for all the money on it. Was really, forget about it. I'm going to go out there and chat.
3 hours?
On the pontoon boat for 3 hours? Well, like with a lover, yes, but 7 months pregnant?
No
I don't know. So either the kid's his or he was just that devoted to her, or is that it was trying to do right by her or whatever. I don't know. It's just interesting that he would climb on that boat with her in that condition.
If you look at that paperwork too, she was the one that was the captain. She declared she had experience to driving a boat. So she was the one that decided when we go back. They could have been out there for hours.
Jeff at work. Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, my God, guys. I can't believe you're talking Celtics, but this Vrabel thing is bigger than people think. And what my question to you guys is when he first addressed the team and he told them, hey, this was a one-time thing and the blah, 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 did he lie to the team and did he have to readdress the team? Because that is a big deal.
Maybe he did, Jeff. There was some reporting on this that Mike Giardi said that there was like a second round of Vrabel addressing the team or coming back to the building. And I don't have it in front of me, so I'm going to paraphrase, but Giardi's report was something along the lines of the second time was a little more difficult for him than the first. Or his message landed a little differently the second time than it did the first. Something along those lines. So, yes, and remember, he did 2 public apologies, really, or 2 public sort of stints at the podium. So was that first round what was reflected publicly was also reflected behind the scenes. He didn't come all the way clean, and then he had to after the second round of New York Post photos. And that, which would definitely further undercut his message.
For sure.
Because not only were you carrying on like this, and you came back and didn't tell us the truth about it.
Right, you lied.
So that would further undercut him for sure. Joe in Mendon. Go ahead, Joe. I said, Joe. Okay, and calls back. You obviously know.
Well, did you see the subject line?
I did, and now I forget it.
Did Tennessee know about Vrabel and Rossini?
Your thoughts?
Legit question. Is that why he got fired or part of it? I mean, again, now things went bad there, and I don't doubt that the relationship with the owner was fractured and that, they were looking for a collaborative model when Vrabel was let go because he had garnered too much power or acted like he had more power than he did, whatever. But on top of it, maybe they said, yeah, what's going on with her? So maybe they suspected it. Maybe they knew it, whatever it was, but maybe that was another reason for them to say, bye-bye, see you later.
Worst coaches or managers to win a championship. John in Lexington, I don't think yours is going to be right, but go ahead.
Guys, you want a real crumb bum coach? One and done? Dave Lewis. 0-2 Red Wings, won a cup.
Okay, but he wasn't
an absolute.
Was he the head?
Dave Lewis.
Was he the head coach in 0-2?
He was of the Wings, yes.
No.
Let me look that up.
He was the assistant
Scotty
coach.
Bowman.
He wasn't the head coach.
Babcock.
Babcock was the guy.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't the head coach. I can't imagine that he was.
He was a head coach very quickly in Detroit, fell out of lore there, and then he came to the Bruins and sucked for a year.
So, Vinny, you're going to have to get the graphic ready. I'm just going to have to reinstitute the rules of Felger and Mazz on Mazz's Tears Day.
Unbelievable.
If you didn't listen to the segment and you don't know what was said, just sit this one out and listen. You don't have to participate. If you repeat a name or don't even know the criteria of the tiers because you weren't listening, sit it out. If you just can't, you just have to get your suggestion out and it violates those terms, you will receive a lifetime ban from the program. We have wanted posters back there. We have a list. We know who you are. It will be a lifetime ban from the program. So if you've been listening and you have something new, you may bring it to the table. If it's a repeat or doesn't even hit the criteria of the tiers, you're out forever.
So there is a Dave Lewis, if it's the same Dave Lewis, who did coach the Red Wings as head coach in 2003 and 2004. 82 games, but they didn't win the cup. And then he came to the Bruins 3 years later. Wasn't the lockout in there too?
The lockout was 04-05.
Okay, so maybe that's why he didn't go back as head coach. So in any case...
Well, the point is, you still got to win.
No, that's right.
Win a cup.
Yeah.
No, he didn't win a cup, and I didn't even realize he was the head coach of the Red Wings.
Me neither. So what can I tell you? Was that he did? He coached for 2 years. They lost in the conference quarterfinals and the conference semifinals. Did not win a cup in Detroit. So you, sir, are banned for life.
Good.
You may listen. We encourage you to keep listening, but you may not know. You may no longer participate.
But I agree that he sucked as a coach.
Rob in the car, go. Give us one.
How you doing, guys? Don't ban me for life because I listen to tears, but I listen to comments. But anyway, Dan Balsma from Pittsburgh.
Not bad.
Thanks.
That's a good one.
Not bad.
Good one.
I used to like him. This one I considered but did not put on my list. I don't agree with it. Alex and Lynn. Go ahead, Alex.
All right, gentlemen. If you guys already said this one, I apologize. Just tuned in 10 minutes ago. John Harbaugh, Baltimore, had him keep his job for an extra 12 years, and he should have been fired half a decade ago.
Was not mentioned for good reason. I think he's a good coach.
He is a good coach.
I don't think he's great. You can tell me he's overrated. You can tell me if he's so good, how come he's only won one? I don't have a problem with any of those things. I have no problem with you saying he's overrated or not as good as people think that he is. Fair. If you think he sucks as a coach, then I think you don't know what you're looking at. Frankly,
I'd take him over Sean Payton. Like Payton had real mediocre years with the Saints after they won that title in 2009. Harbaugh always kept them in contention, in the mix.
Payton, because again, Murray, I know it's hard because he sucked in the final exam. But you don't give Payton credit for what he's done in Denver?
No, he's like a good offensive play caller. He's good. I just think he's kind of overrated. I mean, when I was trying to figure out who you had on your list, I threw his name out. I wouldn't put him on these tiers. He's good.
Sean Payton is winning with
Bo Nix,
Jared Stidham. He even had a winning record with Russell Wilson. I think they were 9-8, if I'm not mistaken. So, and Denver's back as a program, and he's kind of a big reason why.
Payton knows what he's doing.
I don't think he sucks. You can say he's overrated. You can say he should have won more than he did in New Orleans. That's totally fair. But he doesn't belong on that list. Neither does John Harbaugh. But let's see. I think having a second act and having success somewhere else,
huge,
if not a championship, validates you a little bit in terms of your ability.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, and he's really starting from scratch there, it feels like, with that Giants team.
John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh makes the Giants a winner, if not even a champion, but a winner. You look at him and go, okay, he's got something. That's how I look at Sean Payton. He's got a little something. Stan in Medfield, go, quick.
Hey, what's going on, guys? One, the Vrabel thing, we got to remember that he was a player first, so he's had women throwing themselves at him since he went to Ohio State. So I'm not surprised. Okay. As far as the coach, Spoelstra.
I don't agree. I think he's a good coach.
No, he's a good coach.
But, he won with... Right, so he won with LeBron and those guys, and nothing since.
Oh, I think he's been proven to be one of the better coaches in the league.
But has he, again, in that league?
It is impossible in any sport. It is doubly impossible in basketball.
Right, and he wins, has winning teams, meaning record-wise, on a regular basis with kind of some bums.
Here's Big Jim Murray's update. We're back with more here on Felger and Mazz. Whee! Goalie fight.
Felger.
Whee! Look at the goalie fight.
Whoa.
Mazz.
Oh, my God.
Murray.
He sucks in the playoffs.
That's great. No.
98.5.
Wonderful. Good.
The Sports Hub.
I just want to make sure that what you said doesn't go.
If you're making
what
a
you're
choice,
saying is you would choose Brown over Tatum if they have to choose
you
one.
would keep Jaylen Brown. If you have to break it up, it's Tatum that'd be the guy that you would want to trade, not Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is a guy that's talking his way out of there, but I don't think he wants out of there. I wouldn't break them up, though. If you want out of Boston and all that money, you're going to regret it when your career's over. But if you had to make a choice, if you're Brad Stevens, you're like, look, I got to make a choice between the two. Jaylen Brown's the guy I'm keeping.
Mazz, do you see a scenario where you would keep... Well, first of all, do you see a scenario where they would keep Jaylen Brown and let Jayson Tatum go?
Not really, no.
Me neither. Would you do it?
Under the right circumstances, yes.
For example,
to me, it all relates to the return. So I happen to agree that you're not going to get full value for Jayson Tatum, which is something that Nick Wright said earlier in the show on a cut that we played.
Why?
Because that's typically, for lack of a better term, giving somebody a $10 bill and getting 2 5s back.
Well, let me give an example. Did OKC get the right value for Paul George?
OKC.
All those picks?
So I don't remember who they got.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and a boatload of picks.
Sure.
Stu, maybe you could help me with that if you're listening. OKC got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and draft picks for Paul George. Am I mistaken?
No, that's correct. They traded him to the Clippers. They got the draft pick that was SGA. They got one of their rim protectors that was a top 10 pick. Like, they cleaned up, and they still have more trade pieces to go.
I thought they got Gilgeous-Alexander straight up. I thought he was in the.
He was a bench player for Doc Rivers.
Right.
That's what it
Yeah,
was.
SGA
Doc mishandled that player. That's right.
Danilo Gallinari and 5 first-round picks.
And was like Cameron Williams or the Jay Williams, one of their. Who's the Williams who's really good they got? Was that one of the picks?
Jaylen Williams, yeah.
Jaylen Williams, right.
So they trade their franchise guy and Paul George. They get franchise guy back and picks that fill out their championship team.
Yes. I mean, sure.
I wouldn't rule out getting fair value for Jayson Tatum. I think you could get, one of those mother-load, a couple of players that you want and 5 first-round picks / pick swap kind of things. I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't get fair value for Jayson Tatum. I think you could.
I just say, okay, so the George deal's legit. How many deals like that typically happen in the NBA?
You're asking the right guy, but that's the only one I know off the top of my head.
So I'm just saying that I don't think there were many of those that turn out like that.
Well, the Celtics did trade Pierce, Garnett.
Yeah, but they
turned into Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. They got 2 of those 5 picks right.
They did, but I also think that it was, those guys were beyond their prime. Like, that was easy, wasn't it?
For you, yeah.
So I don't think it. To me, there aren't many occasions it turns out like that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
There aren't many. So could it happen? Yeah, but again, this is why I say it's got to come back to the return. So if you could get like something legit, I'm just throwing crap against the wall. But who was it this morning that mentioned Wembanyama? San Antonio?
No, you could not get a commensurate return for Victor Wembanyama.
No, but I mean, if hypothetically.
Oh, right. No, so listen, I don't think you can get the right return for the best player in the league. You know what? So that's my rationale. I don't think you could. I don't think it's possible to get the right return for the best player. The best player in the league. There's nothing more valuable than the best player in the league.
Exactly.
If Jayson Tatum is the 5th best player in the league, and you get pieces that make you a better team, if not the 4th best player. You know what I mean? Like, sure. I think there is a case to be made that you don't have to get the 4th best player to be better than the 5th best. If you have the best player, you can't get. Is how I would.
There's no improvement.
Yeah, there's no improving that. I think you could improve. All I'm saying is I totally wouldn't rule out getting a good return for Jayson Tatum. I think you could do it. If you're asking me, I'm still keeping him together. Even though I know Jaylen Brown isn't totally happy, and I know Jaylen Brown's going to be a pain in the ass, and I know Jaylen Brown is going to have grievances, and we're going to hear about him, and he's not going to be able to help himself from airing them. I do my best to turn it more into a partnership, not shut him out from the things that he feels he's getting shut out from. Try and play more of his style, because I do think that style is better for them. And do your best to appease him and do the right things for you and him. And if he still doesn't like it, then tough. You're just going to have to be a little unhappy. And you have to play out your contract. And that's what I would do if I were the Celtics.
Look, the best scenario for them still is to keep the 2 of them together. I think that is but it's got to be a scenario where everyone's willing and they play the right way, which is another thing. There's the part of the thing that complicates it with Tatum is the existence of Mazzulla and Derek White. If those guys aren't in the picture, it gets a little easier for Brown to say, okay, I'll stay.
Christian in Wyndham on this topic. Yes, Christian.
Hey, guys. I mean, obviously we want Tatum and Brown to stay together, but if this is coming to a head and we need to pick one, I'm going with Brown 10 times out of 10. Do we forget how soft Jayson Tatum is? We just went through this whole documentary thing. Oh, I don't know if I can walk again. But, we'd rather have that as our star player than someone who is a clearly stronger basketball player, 2-point player, rather than just this, I'm going to shoot a 3 in the corner.
But I agree with,
Brown's not without flaws. He's a walking turnover, really can't go left.
And Tatum is better.
Yeah.
In a lot of respects, I'd rather have Jaylen Brown than Jayson Tatum.
Yeah, the compete level I like a little bit more.
But Tatum's better.
Yes.
He is better.
So, that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, so this is the problem the Celtics have. Like, you get into political parts of it, too. And when I say political parts of it, Tatum's like, he's out there more, as much as anybody in the league in terms of being the face of the franchise. There's value in that for them. In other words, if you're going to come up short either way, why not have the guy who's probably a marketing darling? They can put him everywhere because he's generally a likable guy.
Chris in Hartford, quick.
Yeah, here's the thing. Jaylen Brown is probably, in my opinion, the worst off-ball team defender ever to play in the NBA.
Oh, stop it.
He kills us all the time. And Nick Nurse, what he did was, it's real easy. He put him in rotation. And you guys want to talk about the 33 points and all this. It has nothing to do with it. Ask Derek White and Peyton Pritchard if they want Brown or Tatum, and it's real easy. The guy sucks at off-ball defense.
Is that true, Stu? Do you think Jaylen Brown is a bad off-ball defender?
No, I don't think he is.
I mean, I don't think he has much impact there. Like, does he get steals? He'll block your ass at the rim. I want to say he came off the ball and blocked Paul George at the rim on one of those possessions at the end of the game.
Sounds right.
On Saturday. Maybe that was his guy. I can't remember exactly. But no, I think he's a good defensive player.
I think, he's a good defensive player, I would say, all the way around. But I get his point, which is, I don't know that I would phrase it the way he did. Tatum processes the game better. He knows where the ball's going, and he can anticipate things better than Brown can. I don't know if I would say that Brown sucks at it. Brown's improved a lot in that area, I would say, on both ends of the floor. Because that's really about what being off-ball is. It's about, at least on defense, anticipating where it's going to go and where you can help.
Coming up next, 5 questions that have nothing to do with sports. Long commercial-free segment continues after this. Sean and Lawrence. Go, Sean.
You keep saying, I didn't actually watch the game, whether it's Patriots, Celtics, Bruins, whatever. Isn't your job as a talk show host to actually watch sports?
So I would say my job is to get you to listen.
That is the job.
Mission accomplished.
Take this job and shove. Felger and Mazz. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
I got 5 questions for
Mike Felger and Tony Mazz.
I got 5 questions that got nothing to do with sports. I got 5 questions. 5! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 questions. I hope this segment ain't too wide.
Question number 1. You have been told by the radio station you're on a guest list for a show you really want to see. With a +1, you show up to that venue with your friend, wife, whoever. You go to the ticket window, and they proceed to hand you 1 ticket. There is no +1. What do you do?
So this is what I really want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know anyone else in the concert?
So you're making that phone call?
No. I'm not a go alone to a concert guy. Even if Jerry Garcia.
I see what you mean. In other words, someone there to hang out with and watch it with.
Came back from the dead, literally, and was cloned and reincarnated. And I could go see Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead. I wouldn't go alone. So were my boys in there? If the boys were inside, I'd say Sarah, not that she would go to it. Whoever I was with, I'd say, go find a ticket on the street. I'll see you inside. If I were the only one going, I'd say, no, let's go grab a drink.
No, there's a buddy with you. They want to go too.
There's people inside?
Yeah, there's also people inside. But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you have
the buddy's SOL. The buddy's going to have to go scalp a ticket on the street.
Yeah.
Just because, there's also this. Just because the +1 at the door didn't come through, you can figure it out. You're an adult. You have money.
That's the way I look at it.
Go buy yourself a ticket. Yeah.
StubHub and the secondary markets exist for a reason. You figure it out.
Yep, you figure it out, pal.
I'd give it back, and I would. There'll be another chance. So I would then go grab dinner or something, and that'd be the end of it.
You really are a nice guy. I mean, this has happened to me multiple times, and I've had friends look at me with the puppy dog guys, what do you mean you're going in? I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. My name's on the guest list. You figure it out. I'll buy you drinks if you get in.
You're an adult.
Yeah.
I'm an adult. You can figure this out, sir.
Question number 2. Beadle, McCone, and McCarthy the other day were discussing biopics. You know the movies, typically sanitized propaganda to make the likes of kid-touching perverts like Michael Jackson look good. That said, have we jumped the shark with biopics? Are there too many? You no longer have any interest in them? Or are you still into the biopic?
I think they've been way overdone. I mean, like, to the point where the biopics are not even bios. They're like just a chapter, like the Springsteen one.
Oh, God, thank you for saying that. Go.
About how he's trying to get this album done, or Dylan, not even his full bio, just how he went electric. Like, yeah, they've completely jumped. I mean, I didn't see the Springsteen one. I watched the Dylan one. Speaking of it, the Dead one was supposed to be coming out for a while. Whatever happened to that? But yeah, of course it's way overdone. But then again, I like kind of music stories, so I'm probably going to watch them still.
Yeah, they're way overdone. Completely. First of all, people, and I'm not talking about Michael Jackson or Dylan or Springsteen, but people are now getting them when they're 5 minutes into their careers. So that's number one. Like, and the other thing is the whole picture. Give me the whole freaking picture. I want the whole picture. Yeah. If we're going to do a biopic, I want the whole thing. Like, you remember the one on Ali that Will Smith was in? Did you see that one?
I didn't see it.
Okay, so at least that one portrayed him as a womanizer. You know, Ali got around. He liked to chase women. So I thought there was some element of that was at least real. The Springsteen one, to me, just was a snapshot. That's all that was. I want the whole story. Was his father an a-hole? Like, I want to know everything. No, really. It's that's what a biopic is. You give me the whole story. I want the good and the bad. I don't want just 5 minutes, a snapshot in time. That's not a biopic.
And it's not just musicians, too. So, for me, what it feels like a jump the shark, I'm seeing ads for they're making one on Anthony Bourdain. He had that show where he traveled the world. That essentially was his real-life biopic. You learned everything you needed to know about him by watching that show. We don't need an Anthony Bourdain movie. So I think that they jumped the shark.
This question struck a nerve with me because I think these things, they've watered them down. They've kind of ruined it. You know, a good biopic is a good movie.
So the answer to Murray's question is yes.
3, do you ever throw something in the garbage and then you strategically move other trash to prevent anyone else from seeing whatever embarrassing thing you just threw away? In other words, you ever hide a candy bar wrapper from your wife before dinner so she's not going to be pissed at you?
Yeah, I must have. I just can't tell you exactly what. But I have some recollection of doing things like this, yes.
Definitely. In fact, frequently. I would say frequently I've done it. Either, I bought something that I don't want my wife to know that I bought, some sort of stupid gadget, or...
That must happen all the time.
Yeah, or where did those jelly beans go? I don't know. Don't look at me. And meanwhile, you bury the thing in the bottom of the trash. I go, yeah, I've done that.
Yeah,
totally.
and if it's not for anger, it's for ridicule. Because just recently, I left the McDonald's bags. I got McDonald's breakfast on top of the trash. And later in the day, I'm like, I got a stomach ache. And Jasmine goes, well, maybe it was the McMuffin you had this morning. I'm like, it's not that. I just don't want to hear it. So now I got to...
No.
Yeah. Next, what is the appropriate etiquette for using the lunchroom microwave? You frequent ours here, Mike. If the dish in the microwave ahead of you is finished, yet the owner is nowhere in sight, is it acceptable to take it out of the microwave and start heating your own food?
I'm glad you asked this one. A couple different thoughts on this. To your specific question, our circumstance here on the show, or anyone who does a radio show like this, are different. We have a 5-minute break, a 6-minute break, a 7-minute break. If I'm heating something up, I have limited time to heat up my item. So if your dish is still in there and you haven't picked it up, I'm sorry, I'm taking it right out because I got to go. Okay, so I hope you understand. I think if you don't have a clock on you, like we do, you should probably let it lay for a minute or two before you take it out. Now, if the person has just is out to lunch or is so rude that they're just going to leave it in there, then you ultimately got to take it out. But I think you should give a grace period of a minute or two. Us specifically, I can't give you that minute or two because that's all I got. I got to take it out. But there is a piece of microwave etiquette that occurs here.
Fish.
That's obvious. I'm not even going to talk about that, but that happens here.
That one's filthy?
Our refrigerator and microwave etiquette out there is so embarrassing. It has to be the freaking frat boy animal children in the sales department. It has to be. The people do you see the stuff that is left in that refrigerator? Do you ever take a look in there?
Oh, I like when there's milk and you pick it up and it's like cement because it's 3 months old.
It's like mortar.
Yeah. Yes.
A piece of bread in a Ziploc bag. Just sit there for like 2 weeks. Never mind. And so I take it upon myself every so often to just throw crap out because it's so rude.
It's a good strategy.
It's just you're like a bunch of high school teenage boys. But anyway, this happens too. Sorry for the long lead-in. It is bad. Are you listening, Moscatel? It's bad microwave etiquette if your item is on the clock and you're heating it up and say there's 45 seconds left in your heating to just hit the door eject and then take the item out and leave the 45 seconds on the clock. Because what then happens is when you go to heat your item, you know what you have to do.
You have to reset the whole thing.
Clear off, reset, maybe close the door again. It's just rude. It's not thinking about the person coming up next to you. So, I'm ready to take it. And then you just leave it there. And now I'm the one that has to press clear, reset. That's an old thing. I can't really see very well. I'm crouching down.
Well, especially this one because it is low.
It's low. It's dark. It's not. It's old and it's beat up and it's not exactly responsive.
You can't even read the keys on it.
Exactly.
Really.
So I got to go down there. It's like, where's the off button? And it's just so rude. Listen. There's people coming in after you. It's just a small little thing that drives me nuts. It's like, just think for a second about someone else. Other than you and your dopey sandwich. God, it's so rude.
I thought you were going to talk about the splatter.
Yeah, there's a lot of splatter in there.
And whoever just cleaned that, thank you. That's God's work. That
I bet you was Lauren.
So disgusting in there. I heat up stuff all the time. I put a lid on it.
Right, it's a container.
These frat boy children in our sales department. That's who I'm blaming.
Oh, it's them.
They must just put bowls of spaghetti in there without any cover on it. It's just like stuff's just splattering all over the place.
Oh, it's a fireworks show.
And then with the minute and 30 seconds left, they just open the door, leave the door open, the time on, and the thing filthy. Oh, I got my spaghetti. I got my spaghetti. I just can't stand rude, inconsiderate children. Take it to 0, press clear yourself, and close the door. God.
Or use the air fryer I brought in.
No, don't get me started on a bleeping air fryer. I use the air fryer for lunch every once in a while. The times that I have to spend 5 minutes cleaning because somebody has left a big ball of gunk at the bottom of it.
Where's the air fryer?
Have tinfoil over there. Put a tinfoil under it. Put a tinfoil on top of your food and cook it like that.
I'm serious about
It's to the right of the sink.
Is it a Ninja?
Yeah.
That's an air fryer?
Yeah.
Except when I have to spend 5 minutes of cleaning it, when you could easily just dump it out while it's live food instead of sticking to the bottom
live
and
food.
being all gunky and splattery. It's disgusting.
Honestly, who are you? Who are you in this building? Who?
Live food.
Who is that? It's got to be the animals down in the set. It has to be. If not, it's the other stations. Or who? Who leaves a mess for someone else? Who leaves something for someone else to deal with and doesn't just take care of your space? God, I can't. It just blows me away.
Mazz, did you get the answer to this one?
How are you raised? How are you raised? Where you don't even think on just a small little considerate stuff. It doesn't take anything.
I'm scrubbing some cakey thing that's probably been there for a couple days out of the air fryer just so I can heat up my chicken or my meatballs.
Murray,
it doesn't take anything just to wipe it down for a second. All right, I'm done.
Especially if it's caking there for days.
My God.
So, Murray, to answer your initial question, that 1 or 2 minute grace period, and then, I'm sorry, I got to treat it like the dryer at college. You leave the dryer's done and your clothes sit in the dryer. Yeah, sorry, I'm putting that stuff on a table somewhere. I got to use it.
If you've left
if
it
you're not there, that's your problem.
If you've left it there for 2 minutes, then you're the a-hole.
Yeah,
You're taking up other people's space
and time.
Don't take up other people's space or time. Simple rule.
There is a fifth question. As parents, I'm sure
What
you
was
know.
the fourth one?
Well, that was the fourth one of the microwave.
No, there's. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's 5
Hang on,
questions.
Murray, I have to reloop the bed.
Sorry.
Okay. You're probably not cooking for your kids these days, but when they were younger as parents, I'm sure you made your share of macaroni and cheese dinners. So who you got? The regular old mac and cheese with the sand that's been around since World War II, or updated deluxe shells and cheese, velvety cheese sauce, comes out real nice, powdered cheese or cheese sauce? Either one probably causes the same amount of cancer, but which one did you cook for
So
your
this
kids?
is the wrong question for me. This is the kind of thing I just give me the mac and cheese. I'm going to eat it and not think twice about it after I'm done. I don't care.
Powder.
The powder one still holds. It's the best. It's so
I do.
good.
I used to love it. I mean, I really don't eat it anymore for lots of reasons. But the powder, definitely the powder. You can always add a little bit more, like milk or water or whatever, to kind of cream it up a little, so to speak, with the powder.
And just when you put them in the microwave here, put a lid on it.
I'm
please.
about to get my own little microwave and fridge. And
Speaking of putting a lid on it,
F you people. Like it blows me away.
I'm surprised Mazz doesn't have one in his little apartment over there.
Have what? A microwave?
My little microwave.
You
got
have
a
a fridge, though, right?
I got a little mini fridge, yeah. I thought about putting a microwave in the shed once. My wife said no.
What's that on the desk, Mazz?
He's his own personal mixer. I thought
He's got his own personal little blender machine there.
Listen. Whoops.
I
Hold on.
thought you were sharpening a pencil earlier. I look over, you were making a shake.
No, he's got
I'm waiting for. There we go. I'm making a little smoothie.
So concludes 5 questions.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Okay, everything on the table. Right to your calls after the update.
It's also
here.
a ninja.
90 seconds, no commercials.